Welcome, everyone, to Supercharge Your Soul's Transformation Podcast. I'm your host, Dimple Bindra, and today I have one another amazing guest for all of you to hear, and his name is Dr. Arun Singh. So, Dr. Arun Singh attended Adelphi University for undergraduate studies, and he is a 2008 graduate of Tufts University School of Dental Medicine. Following his graduation, Dr. Singh completed a one-year general practice residency at New York Hospital in Queens, New York, and he is proficient in all phases of general dentistry. He is especially passionate about cosmetic dentistry, fixed bridges, and dental implants. His patient philosophy is geared towards patient comfort, understanding of dental treatment, and establishing optimum oral health. And today, we are going to have a conversation with him on women's insecurity and confidence, especially when they're smiling. So if you are a guy, do not log off. This podcast is going to bring a whole new level of understanding for you and for your family. So everybody, let's welcome Dr. Arun Singh to Supercharge Your Soul Transformation Podcast. Welcome, Dr. Arun. I am so thrilled to have you on our show. And just so you guys know, he is my brother from another mother.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
All right. So Dr. Arun Singh, can I call you Dr. Singh?
No, you call me Arun.
I should call you Arun? Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to give you, all the credit and all the respect right here because it's your first time here with me. So I'm so thrilled and so excited. And I'm nervous at the same time. I'm talking to a doctor. Hello. So Arun, can you tell us about why did you get into cosmetic dentistry?
I actually got into dentistry because I went against my father.
Tell me how?
Because my father's actually a dentist.
Interesting. Okay.
And my father told me straight up, do not become a dentist. It's just going to be working and you're going to be like hurt and it's just manual labor. And guess what? My elder sister, she's a gynecologist. My younger brother is a stomach surgeon. And they both look at me and they're like, oh, you got a 9 to 5, but yet we still got to do calls and this, that, the other thing. And I'm like, I'm chilling. I'm living my best life. And then my dad looks at it and he's like, oh, you're right. Dentistry is the most beautiful thing in the world, by the way. So to everybody in the world, everybody's listening to your podcast, if you want to become a dentist and you want to be in the medical field, it's the best thing because you work a 9 to 5, you enjoy your best life, and you can still have a family life.
That's amazing. So you basically, you're trying to say that you basically went against your father. He said, do not be a dentist. And you're like, no, man, I need to be a dentist, right?
Yeah, I got accepted to medical school and dental school. And the same medical school that both my siblings went to. And my father didn't speak to me for 6 months because I chose dental school over medical school. He was so angry with me. And I said, my life, I'm going to live my best life.
Interesting. But why didn't your father want you to be a dentist? He was a dentist himself, correct?
Because my dad came here as first generation. He came here straight from India. He had to do dental school. And then moving forward, he had to face trials and tribulations. Obviously, had 3 of us, had to provide for us. So he didn't have the luxury of us, like all 3 of us have. Dad gave us a platform. My dad started from 0. We started from level 10, and now we're just elevating even more. But he had to start from 0. He had to be concerned about feeding the kids, putting clothes on their back, shelter over their head, those kind of things, It's a whole other different story.
Got it. So, doctor, tell me a little bit about common concerns women express when they come to you with dental insecurities.
The most common dental insecurity is that women have unrealistic expectations.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. And if they have like a little rotation or if they have a little crooked tooth or if they have a little chip, then they're like, oh, I need to get this fixed. And it's like, it's not realistic.
Interesting. So for example, I don't want to show my teeth right here on camera, but I am going to, whenever I smile, I'm like, oh no, this thing is popping out. And why is this popping out? It sometimes it bothers me too. So you do get women like me.
Oh, absolutely. We get plenty of women like that want like a little fix. And then when you tell them, it's like, oh, it's going to be Invisalign. You're going to pay $6,000 to fix 1 millimeter of a little bit of torquing. then they look at you and like, oh, $6,000, just fix that. No, I'm okay. I'd rather buy a bag.
Exactly. You're exactly right. You rather buy. Okay, got it. So now more of a serious question that I get asked a lot. And even because I work with a lot of women who go through trauma and domestic violence, I'm sure you see women coming in with different sets of teeth and they have broken jaw or broken parts of their face. So my question is, what do you feel are their deepest fears when they come to see you and they want to fix themselves? How do you help them?
So the number one way I approach that situation when I feel like somebody's a domestic violence victim or in an abusive relationship is I will not treat them. And the reason why I will not treat them is up until they realize that they are not a victim anymore. They need to realize that they're in control. They're putting themselves in a position to be a victim. And so I can give them a $20,000 treatment plan. And granted, the gentleman who is abusing her will pay for it, no problem. And then a couple of years later, there'll be another $20,000 treatment plan. So for me, I'd rather just say, look, fix yourself first, fix your internal first, and then I'll fix your external next, because it doesn't quite make sense.
Oh, wow. So you're basically giving them a tool so that they can be empowered instead of them just coming to you and saying, hey, fix my teeth. So you're telling them, I'm not going to fix your teeth until you let go of this name that you're calling yourself as a victim and you find the strength within you. Is that what you're trying to say?
Correct. But I say it in a much more diplomatic way. I was just saying it very bluntly. But in a very nice way, I'll say to them, okay, well, how did this happen? How did your front four teeth get knocked out? And they always come up with an excuse. Oh, I fell. Oh, I slipped. This, that, the other thing. I'm like, okay, no worries. Well, up until then, until you can gather yourself and realize that, you need to not lose your balance, then okay, then we can fix it, because I don't want to charge you whatever money it is to fix it, and then you're gonna break it again. So I never directly attack. I never directly accuse them of what is going on in their life. I know somebody hit you in your face. I know somebody, like, you clearly tell, right? If you fell straight on your face like this, you're only gonna break your front two teeth, front four teeth, this, that, the other thing. But if you come in and your nose is black and blue, your eyes, you have raccoon eyes, clearly you got punched in your face. So, but I'm not going to kick somebody while they're down.
Wow. Okay. That is a very, very good point. So my next question is for women who have undergone physical assault, and let's say you've already coached them on, go and empower yourself first, then I'll fix your teeth, because you're kind of telling them that you're going to fix it for the last time. And, this will be the first and the last time and never again. How?
Well, that's my motto, actually. And not even with physical assault people, anybody that comes into my dental chair, it's always, I say, I'm one and done. I want to see you in hygiene appointments. That's it. I want to say, hi, you got your teeth cleaned? Great. No new cavities, no new problems. Wonderful.
That's amazing. So when these women do understand the concept that you're trying to teach them, they come back to you. They're like, all right, now I get it. I'm done with that asshole who punched me in my face. I'm no longer going to give anyone the power to hit me again. How do you think rebuilding their smile helps in the healing process?
So my core belief is the smile is the window to the soul. So if you can smile, and it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what your face looks like, it doesn't matter how pretty or how ugly you are, but if you smile beautifully at anybody, you will catch their attention. You will drop the whole room for a second. And you'll be like, oh, why is that person so happy? And that's what I do.
Nice. No wonder, Dr. Singh, your smile is infectious.
Thank you. I just try.
So, because we're talking about smiling, we often hear the term smile makeover. Can you explain how this can be a very transformative experience, especially for women who are grappling with past trauma?
Smile makeovers actually make me feel quite uncomfortable. And the reason why I say that is because you see a lot of Hollywood stars who are doing all these veneers and looking like this, that, the other thing. It doesn't really matter what the shape and size of your teeth are. It's how you smile. It's how you present yourself. And so everybody wants these perfect white chiclet teeth. And I'm like, okay, to each his own, right? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I'm a firm believer in that. But however, I think you can have the most perfect teeth in the world, but if you smile, like it's never going to work, right? But if you have a
Mhm.
full smile, then it works. And you can have the most crooked teeth in the world, but when you smile, if you can light up somebody else's life, that's all that matters.
Exactly. Wow. I love that you have a very spiritual aspect to your dentistry.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, what's your advice to someone watching right now and listening to you right now who might be a little hesitant or scared to seek dental care after experiencing trauma?
The question is a little bit convoluted because you're talking about trauma and in regards of what changing. So first fix your inside, then you can worry about the outside. The outside is all just transparent.
Mhm.
It doesn't really matter. Look, when we were like in our 20s, we were all gorgeous and beautiful. As we get to our 40s, 50s, 60s, we're going to age, we're going to get wrinkle lines, teeth are going to shift, your teeth are going to color. So who cares? Why not let your soul shine?
Wow. So, you're basically telling our audience that they have to seek the healing within first and then
Absolutely.
come to fix the outer part of them, right?
Absolutely. And
It's
what do you
amazing. It's
what do you need
amazing.
the outside for though? I mean, think about it, right? You look at
Mhm.
all these beautiful people in the world. Oh, and by the way, I actually have a video on it, but I'll give you a little cliff note on it. What makes a
Sure.
person beautiful?
Their soul?
No, physically. I'm talking about outside because we're talking.
Oh, what makes a person beautiful on the outside? I think their smile.
No, it's actually a science. So it's
Huh.
actually symmetry. So when you count it, it's called thirds. So when you look at it from your forehead down to your
Mm-hmm.
eyebrow line down to the bottom of your nose,
Mm-hmm.
bottom of your nose down to your chin. If
Okay.
all of those thirds
Mm-hmm.
are in proportion, then that's what makes you pretty. Then
Oh,
you take your eyes directly down the middle of your eyes, and that gives you thirds, right? One, two, and then the middle third. That's
yeah.
what makes people beautiful.
Interesting. I had no clue. I'd never heard about that.
Yeah. But the most interesting thing in the world, if you look at what's her name? Anyway, she has a crooked nose. Her nose
Mm-hmm.
is a little bit crooked, but
Mm-hmm.
she's still considered one of the most beautiful people in the world. Oh my God, this is gonna drive me
Oh,
crazy.
I had no idea that, that the thirds can really make a person look beautiful. Interesting. So is my face part of the third process that you were talking about?
Absolutely. I mean, you're you're my sister, so that's all right. Same thing.
Oh, okay. This is good. While you look that up and get us the name of the celebrity who has a crooked nose and Dr. Arun Singh finds her very beautiful, my next question is that actually my last question.
Penelope Cruz.
What's her name again?
Penelope Cruz.
Interesting. All right. I'm going to definitely Google her because honestly, I do not know a lot of celebrity names. I don't watch
I don't
TV.
either. Yeah, she was in quite a few movies, but yeah. But yeah,
Oh,
her nose is actually a little bit kinked.
interesting. I will look her up for sure just
But
to get, and we'll also probably put her on this podcast just because you have mentioned her name. Great. So, my last question to you, Dr. Arun Singh, is how do you see the intersection of dentistry and mental well being?
that's Shin well-being. So number one thing is I can do most perfect filling, most perfect crown. Well-being for people has to come from within first. Okay.
Mhm.
And then if you restore like a smile in the front, like I'll give you an example. Okay. I have one patient. We'll call her patient A. She is one of my most favorite patients in the world. Me and her are like best friends. Okay. She came in and she presented herself, but she's a really, really tiny lady. I want to say
Mhm.
tiny, like really short, but very
Mhm.
confident, right? Her
Mhm.
height, her personality makes up for her height because she's that strong of a person. But she's been like had piecework dentistry, meaning like she had a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. And when she showed up, I was like, "You look like Skittles." And she's like, "What?" And it was like, "You look like Skittles." And she's like, "What does Skittles mean?" I was like, "Every single tooth looks different. Every single color is a little bit different. Every single shape is different. So I call it Skittles."
Huh.
I talk to my patients very real.
Uh-huh.
And she started laughing. She's like, "I've never heard anybody talk like that." I was like, "You're never going to meet a doctor like me again." I was like, "I'm just one of a kind." And she goes, "Well, what does Skittles mean?" I said, "Give me 5 minutes." She goes, "Okay." So I sent one of my assistants out. I was like, right across from our practice is a gas station. I said,
Mhm.
"Go get Skittles." And she goes, "Why?" I said, "Go get them." So I opened up the pack of Skittles. I dumped it on the tray. I said, "Tell me, how many colors do you see?" Red, blue, green, everything, blah, blah, blah. I said, "That's your mouth. That's Skittles." And she started laughing.
Ah.
She started cracking up. She's like, okay, now I understand what you're talking about with Skittles. I said, yeah. I said,
Mhm.
if you want to do everything, we have to do everything all together. We're doing a full mouth rehabilitation. And the most interesting thing about her is that I wanted her to look natural. She's really, really small. I'll start from the beginning.
Okay.
So I had a very
So,
interesting
so,
patient.
so then you open. Oh, okay. You want to start the story again? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, no worries. So yeah, I had the most interesting patient. She's like a
Mhm.
really, really like tiny lady, right? Around roughly our age. And she came, she presented, and she wanted a full consultation. So I looked at her and I was like, okay, you're like Skittles. And she goes, what does Skittles mean? I said, Skittles. I was like, your teeth are all different sizes, shades, this, that, the other thing. She goes, I still don't understand the concept of Skittles. So I sent out one of my assistants. There's a gas station right across from our practice.
Uh-huh.
She went and bought Skittles, brought them back, opened up the Skittles packet, dropped on the table. And I was like, these are Skittles. And she goes, what does that mean? I said, you see all the different colors? That's your mouth. I said,
Oh my God.
I was like, either you're gonna do all of it or you're gonna do none of it. Simple.
Huh. And what did she decide?
She did all of it. She did all of it as a full mouth rehabilitation. But the most interesting thing about her case, when you were asking me about like how people reflect their mental health to their external,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted her to look natural. I wanted her to have like natural shade like me and you, like
Yeah.
like natural teeth.
Yeah.
She wanted chiclet white. When I say
And
chiclet white, like like a shade of paper white. And I
yeah.
said, I don't think it's gonna look good. And she goes, that's what I want. At the end of it all, finished the case. She put it in, inserted the case. She was so happy. I looked at her. I'm like, sweetheart, you're gonna glow in the dark. And she's like, she was like, I'm happy. I'm absolutely happy. I said, okay, good. So when it comes down to mental health, it's like, everybody has different perceptions in life. Everybody
Mm.
has different views on what they like and what they don't like. The one thing I can say is I've been doing this now for what, 15 years? So in 15 years of doing dentistry, it's people have their own perception. And so don't judge anybody. Everybody just roll with the punches.
Wow, amazing. So, to end our amazing interview with Dr. Arun Singh, my question to you is my final question. What is your top number one recommendation for people that are listening to this podcast to help them with their mental well being? What do you practice?
It's very interesting because I knew I was going to talk to you today, right? And I actually had like 3 lines. I don't know which one to give you. Let me see which one will be hit me the hardest right now. That will help our community. I think that's actually the nicest thing that I can think about. Like people who are in a bad predicament. The darker the night, the brighter the stars.
Wow, this is so deep. Dr. Arun Singh, I loved speaking to you, but I'm not gonna go away.
I'm gonna give you a second one too.
Give me a
Just
second
in
one
case.
and then tell me, what do you practice for your own mental health? I need to know that for just to understand
Oh,
how.
I'll tell you that first before I give you the next one.
Sure.
So I am a very spiritual person. My family is not so much, but that's okay. That's on them. It's all for me. Whatever you
Mhm.
do, do for yourself. Don't do it because you need to have an expectation from somebody else or you need approval from somebody else. No. I wake up every morning. I do my 5 prayers in the morning. Then evening time, I do my 1 prayer. And right before I go to sleep, I do another prayer. And so I follow all the prayers. I'm sick, so that's what I follow. I don't follow everything, but at least I do my prayers. And I try to pick one line every day out of it that makes sense to me and keeps me calm. And actually, for all the viewers, all your viewers, the best thing I can ever tell you is when you're down and out and you feel like really bad, just go outside, look up to the sky and say, you're right, universe, you're right. I don't care what God you believe in. It can be whatever. It doesn't matter. Religion doesn't matter. You just look up to the sky and say, universe, you're right. I don't understand you right now, but I will one day. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've given me. And thank you for everything you've taken away from me because I didn't need it.
So amazing. Wow, this is amazing. So, for all our listeners and viewers, Dr. Arun Singh is telling everyone that your beauty is not just from your teeth and your smile is actually an internal job. He's also recommending everybody to follow the routine of prayer because he does that. And he believes that the power of gratitude is going to help you in your life, especially in your mental well being. Dr. Arun Singh, it was a pleasure having you on our show.
I
And
still got one more line for you. I got
Oh,
the
yes,
last
I
line. I
forgot
told
the
you.
bonus. Tell
I
me.
told you the bonus line.
Tell us the bonus. Yes.
I want everybody to really understand this line. Okay, it's because it's so profound, so deep, and I love it. If you shine bright, you cast a shadow.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
always remember that. That's one of my favorites.
I will remember that for sure. If you shine bright, you cast a shadow. Thank you so much, Dr. Arun Singh. I loved having you on our show, and I love you so much from the deep core of my heart.
Love you
Since you
too, sis.
have since you have been in my life, you have made my life brighter and brighter every single day. So I'll see you next time. And to all of our listeners, always remember the mantra: metamorphosis, not medication. See ya.